Hello there. My name is Ezra Ketch, and I serve here at Malone University as the College Credit Plus Dual Enrollment Coordinator. And I have the distinct pleasure of going over the Malone University CCP Overview Guidelines for the 2022-23 school year. If you haven't already, I would highly recommend you go down to the description below and review the Ohio Department of Education's website with further details about the College Credit Plus program, eligibility criteria, and then by all means, please consult with your high school guidance counselor pertaining to high school graduation guidelines and also what courses might be best for you, be those in person, on campus, or online. Without any further ado, let's get into it. So in addition to myself, we also have Andrew Wade. He's one of our graduate assistants working in our office. From time to time, you'll get communications from either myself or Andrew and potentially other counselors in our office. They'll be able to assist you throughout the CCP admissions process and then guide you forward into the registration timeline and expectation with that. So to complete applications for CCP at Malone, you'll need to go on our website and complete our free online application. It's the general application. When you complete it, you'll just need to select the subtype of College Credit Plus. On that, you'll also want to complete our community agreement as part of the Christian environment here at Malone. There is some criteria that we expect our students to abide by. So there's an overview of that. You'll need to connect with your high school counselor about sending us a copy of your official transcripts for review. And if you have a cumulative unweighted high school GPA of 3.0 or above, you're considered eligible. Malone, per the regulations of the Ohio Department of Ed, is moving forward this year for 22-23, still with the test optional for CCP students. However, if you have below the 3.0, you will be required to submit either an ACT or SAT score. Then new this year is the mature content permission slip and questionnaire process, which I'll get into a little bit later. And then also if you are going into the 9th, 10th, or younger grades, we do request that we have an interview with the student and the parent just to assess that the student is mature to handle the college experience here on our campus. But if the student is going into the 11th or 12th grade, we waive that requirement. So timeline and important dates, just to keep it front of mind. The application for CCP at Malone for the summer, the summer, the fall, and the spring, so summer 22, fall 22, and spring 23, is available starting November 1st of 2021 and closes on Friday, March 25th of 2022. Please be advised that you will need to attend or speak with your guidance counselor prior to the application process or in the process of completing your application, just to assess and make sure you're on the same page as far as your plans and also expectations, particularly for you student athletes, making sure you're staying in criteria for eligibility with that. You'll need to submit your letter of intent with the high school between February 1st and April 1st. That is a hard deadline of 5 p.m., FYI, on April 1st. And then class registrations for CCP students begins mid-May, typically the 3rd week of May. For summer registrations, that is typically at the end of March. Just please be advised with that. You'll need to connect with our CCP academic advisor in order to get the specific deadline for spring 22. And then if you are new to CCP at Malone, you will be required to attend a CCP orientation. This is a one-on-one kind of visit experience with either myself or one of our other counselors. We'll take the parents and the student around campus, get them more familiar with our campus, make sure they have their student ID, and are aware of all the campus resources available to them while they are a student here at Malone. And then our fall semester begins on Monday, August 29th, and it'll be here before you know it. So as far as testing goes, be advised that if you do need to take an ACT exam, we highly recommend that you sit for one of the national tests, but we understand if you miss that deadline, perfectly understandable. You still have access and the option to complete a residual ACT on Malone's campus. These would be only acceptable at Malone as far as the score reports. You won't be able to access or use them at other institutions, We will verbally be able to give you those scores, but you won't get anything officially in writing with regards to being able to use it for another institution. Please consult our office before scheduling a test, and then it would be our recommendation, if you do after we review, that you'll need to connect with Kat Linhart, who is our testing coordinator over in the Center for Student Success located in the campus library. So MaloneXpress. MaloneXpress is a great resource tool for our students and CCP students. When you're accepted as a CCP student, you will receive an official student email, login credential, and then also a temporary password. Upon receipt of this information, please attempt to log in going to malone.edu and then MaloneXpress, and then start the process. If you are successfully able to access your account, it will prompt you on the first entry to reset your password. So you're going to need to keep that temporary password handy. Typically, we either email this information to you or we text it out. So keep an eye on that. And on MaloneXpress, you'll be able to access student tutoring services, which are free. You'll be able to review your class schedule, where to find your classes. If you are taking an online class, our online class resources, you'll be able to connect with our CCP academic advising team. And then if you have any bills that you need to pay, you'll be able to pay those and review those on your MaloneXpress account. Also, please be advised when you complete your application, if you did not provide us with your social security number, we are required to send out a 1098-T form for tax purposes for the IRS guidelines at the end of every academic term. So please keep in mind, if we call you or follow up with you, or someone from our business office follows up with you, trying to collect that information, it's legitimate, and that's the purpose of the call. So registrations, very important here. All courses offered on Malone's campus or online will be scheduled to the Center of Student Success for Student Success. You will be required to meet with or set up some sort of virtual appointment with Deb Black. She's our CCP academic advisor for Malone and would consult with you as far as course selections and the courses that might be best fit for you. Deb will provide you as a student and also parent or guardian with the necessary registration paperwork that you will need to complete, along with the registration timelines. Once all of your paperwork has been completed and returned to Deb, she'll go in and officially register you for your course selection. Please be advised, and please note that it is the student's responsibility to communicate their Malone University class registrations with their local high school counselor. Students should always review Ohio graduation requirements with their counselor before registering for CCP courses. We don't want you as a student to get behind the 8 ball with graduation timelines, or put yourself in a pickle of a situation where you end up not being able to get into a class and then delay your graduation. So consult with your counselor first and foremost and put together an action plan that's best for you. And then books, all the course materials and your books for courses as a student will be paid for by the local school district. This district can either set up a charge account with our campus store, or they can go out and buy them from an online vendor or third-party vendor. But consult with your local district with regards to their policies. So mature content, a lot of questions have come up about this year for the 22-23 school year. So be advised that the permission slip is an actual document that is part of the application itself. It is a required document that a student and a parent or guardian will have to complete and return to our office before the student's application can be reviewed. So please keep this in mind. There is, I believe, a link on our application to this form, and it can also be found on our website. So if you can't find it one way or another, you will be able to find it on our website. And then you can either submit it via our secure Dropbox on our website, or you can snail mail it or bring it in person. And we'll provide more information on that as well if you start the application process. As far as the questionnaire goes, that is actually a component of the registration process. It's only the requirement of the student to complete. Deb Black will provide that on the registration forms. It's pretty straightforward to fill out. And then once you've completed that, you'll need to return it to her office prior to her being able to officially register you for classes as a student. So CCP billing, on that, if you in the event take a non-authorized CCP course, it would have to be self-pay. That would be something related to music or something related to one-on-one instruction or anything related to a religious content in nature. So be advised, you'll be able to pay that and receive a bill from Malone at the end of the course semester that you're currently enrolled in. But most students, if not all, with regards to public education, have everything covered by the public school district. So you would incur no costs as a CCP student through Malone. Transcripts. So this is a little forward thinking down the road. However, it is always important just to kind of know how to access both your unofficial transcripts and then also the process to request an official copy of your transcripts. So to review and actually have access to your unofficial transcripts, just go to malone.edu, go to your MaloneXpress account and log in. You'll go to the student tab at the top of the page. Then on the left-hand side, you'll click on schedule and grades and then click on student. And then on the right-hand side towards the bottom, you'll see view unofficial transcripts and it'll pop up the window and then you'll be able to view those with final grades or if it's a pending grade, etc. And then to officially request your transcripts, you'll just need to go to the registrar's website. I do have a link down in the description for that. And they'll have a pretty straightforward process and form you'll need to complete in order to request your transcripts to be sent either pickup or to be sent directly to another institution. So previously accepted CCP students, if you were previously accepted or previously enrolled through Malone's CCP program, you do not need to reapply. Congratulations on that. One less piece of paperwork you need to do. All we'll ask, is that you will review and make sure that you've completed all of your coursework if you were enrolled successfully. And then also we will request that your school district send us an updated copy of your transcripts on or before March 1st each year so that we can review and make sure you're still eligible per state Ohio guidelines, but then also to make sure that you're keeping track as far as courses go as well. As far as the mature content permission slip for returning students, it is my understanding that you do not need to complete this, but if in the event you do, our office will follow up. And then once all of these items have been collected and reviewed by our office here in admissions, we will send the student a new acceptance letter for CCP. Now, switching gears here from the CCP process, more specifically to a Malone education and kind of what students can expect to receive from Malone should they choose Malone as their college of choice post-high school. Specifically to Malone, we are Northeast Ohio's Christian institution and what makes Malone distinctive as far as education here in Northeast Ohio. So 90% of our graduates are employed or in graduate school within 6 months of graduating. 82% of those graduates are working or studying in a field of their choice. Malone currently offers 50 plus majors and minors, ranging in expertise from the business world to nursing to education to arts and theology and sciences, pre-med, pre-vet. We also have a thriving zoo and wildlife biology program. So if you like animals, have any interest in animals, you're welcome to tour our zoo as a CCP student. And then we're also regionally accredited by 7 national councils of higher education. So if you ask any of our students at random on campus why they chose Malone, be them CCP or otherwise, they will tell you it was based on the community. I know it sounds cliche, but it is authentic to Malone. We have a solid community here and students come back years later after graduating, talking about the memories and the stories and the connections they built here. So we really emphasize that there is a place for every student on our campus, no matter who they are or where they're coming from or what they believe. There is a community within our community for them to connect with. We focus heavily on one-on-one mentoring with our faculty advisors specific to programs or those students who are undecided or exploring, and really emphasize that we want students to have a clear understanding of their vocational purpose and calling prior to committing to a program. So CCP is a great pathway avenue to get a taste of several areas and disciplines prior to making that decision of a major and selecting that your freshman year. And then there's a lot of opportunities for involvement. CCP students are welcome and able to access a multitude of our resources that our traditional undergraduate population avails themselves of. So if a CCP student wanted to get involved with a club or organization, they're welcome to. We've had students get involved with our theater arts program, music arts programs. We've had some students get involved with student government. The list goes on and on. So check it out and plug yourself in where you feel comfortable and where you have interest. If you are currently a student athlete looking to participate in one of our athletic programs at Malone, I would encourage you, in the description down below is a link to our athletics page. with the link to our athletic recruit prospect form. Go ahead and fill that out. That's the fastest way to get on our coach's radar, and they will follow up accordingly. At Malone, we are Christ-centered, athlete-focused, and coach-driven. We are currently in the Great Midwest Athletics Conference, and we're a Division II NCAA school. Love to have you as well at a game or at a meet. All athletic events are open to CCP students to attend. So faith is a huge aspect of Malone. A lot of folks that come to us are looking for that faith integration aspect in the classroom and also in the professional development aspects as well. Although students are not required to attend our chapel spiritual formation opportunity type of events, they're more than welcome, and it is open to the public. So if a parent would like to come along, they're welcome to join. Malone's emphasis is on Christ's kingdom first in all that we say and do, and we really strive to have faith integration be a core component of the classroom experience. And we do sincerely encourage students, no matter where they are in their faith journey, be them professing believers or really unsure of what they believe, to walk alongside them in that journey and have authentic conversations about faith, meaning, and purpose in our world today. So a few examples of this would be through our community worship. It's our largest spiritual formation opportunity on campus. That is a contemporary worship service. Usually our campus chaplain or university president will speak. We do invite outside speakers, authors, etc., to come and speak to our student body. I Can Relate is a very popular opportunity for students to be in a open forum setting. It's an open discussion between the audience and the actual speakers. This open forum specifically focuses a lot on issues of social justice, equality, and the gospel message itself in practical ways, particularly in urban and rural ministries. We have a number of graduates who are pastors and ministers in communities, social workers in communities, and this is a great opportunity to demonstrate how they, in practicality, do the work of Jesus Christ in the day-to-day operations of working with the folks in their communities. Life groups are a more small group type of environment, a little more intimate in setting. They're a little bit more set up as a Bible study, content specific to a book of the Bible or specific subject matter. A little more of a commitment on the part of the students who sign up with that. And then celebration, by far, is one of my favorite experiences. When I was a student here, it's a contemporary form of worship. We do have several chapel bands that rotate, and then some student speakers. It's every other Thursday, and you're more than welcome to attend. In the warmer months, it is outside, and then in the winter, it's held in our Johnson Center. So financial aid and scholarshiping opportunities. All students who do receive a merit-based scholarship based on their grades and any scores that they have. We are a test optional institution, so keep that in mind as you're reviewing. And on average, Malone is competitive with most public institutions as far as financial aid coverage. So don't rule out Malone. Definitely send us a FAFSA and get a sense of what your financial aid options are. Our staff are more than happy to meet with students and families one-on-one to review any questions or concerns they have about their package or scholarshiping opportunities, and also athletic scholarships, etc. And also, as I'm sure you're well aware, as students and families, CCP is a great jump start to knock out some costs for college and get some general education courses under your belt. So kudos to you for getting on that and having this really great experience. So the Pendle Hill Pledge, as I alluded to earlier, the one-on-one faculty aspect is huge, and we facilitate this through our Pendle Hill Pledge based out of our Center for Student Success. And it's really our commitment to each and every student, be them CCP or traditional undergrad or graduate, to help students find their purpose and meaning in a purposeful work that they do, and ultimately in the career that they choose to go into. And we do that in several ways. First and foremost, we offer opportunities for discovery. Malone has a very great resource called PathwayU. It's a free skills assessment inventory that you as a student can complete, and it'll generate some ideas as far as career industries that the survey has identified that you may be apt to enjoy and find a lot of meaning in. It's no obligation to complete. Takes about 20 minutes to fill out. There is a link down in the description to that. And then if you complete it, one of our faculty advisors will follow up with you and review your score results with you. The other thing too is we offer direct mentorship early on. So as part of the CCP process, We love to get our students connected with a faculty advisor in the actual major they're considering. And you're more than welcome to connect with those. We do set up informal or formal meetings with those folks just to help have a conversation and facilitate that discussion of what's it like to go into healthcare, or what's it like to go into business or accounting, or if you're interested in going to music or ministry or education, et cetera. We really want to make sure students have all the information they have that we can provide so that they can have a well-informed decision when it comes time to select a college major. Even if it's not at Malone, we want to be of service to our community and making sure folks know what's available to them. Academic advising. So we start our academic advising officially in that summer in transition between senior year and freshman year of college. Our faculty will meet with students one-on-one over the summer and go over their next 4 years in small digestible snippets so that students are aware of what courses they can expect to take during freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, et cetera, and making sure that they have all of their questions answered, kind of an idea of when externships, internships, clinical rotations, student teaching, et cetera, will take place, when the optimal time is to do certain things, and making sure that they know that faculty there are as a support and a resource for them. Our faculty sincerely and deeply care about our students' success, and they meet with them several times a semester, but reach out periodically just to make sure students are keeping to task and on point, and making sure they don't have any overwhelming situations going on, and just to touch base and say, hey, how you doing? What classes are you really enjoying? What are you excited about right now? And go from there. And you really do establish a professional relationship with your faculty in that regard. That was truly my experience here. Hands-on learning is another key component to this. You'll find that the classroom at Malone, both as CCP and then also for the traditional undergrad experience, is very dynamic. Faculty expect students to engage and participate in the classroom or online, or if it's an online platform, and asking those questions and engaging in the conversation and adding to the conversation and being a part of the discussion. Aside from the classic student-teacher experience or healthcare clinical experience, there's a number of our programs that offer unique internship and externship components that get students out into the field to experience what their programs are like and potential job or industries that they could find themselves in post-graduating from college. And then professional development. Professional development is huge at Malone with our Center for Student Success. They offer career coaching, and then also just kind of brushing up, making sure students' LinkedIn profiles are on point and other social media opportunities, and making sure you're getting your name out there as a student and recent grad. Faculty also do a great job in augmenting this, making students aware of job opportunities and such. And then we also attend several regional job fairs and career fairs, making sure our graduates, or will be graduates, getting them out in front of industry leaders in their respective fields. And able to start those conversations face to face. So for next steps, juniors and seniors, highly recommend that you complete PathwayU. It's only about 20 minutes or so, like I said, and it's a great stepping off point. If anything, it will help affirm you in the decision of what major you're looking to go into or field of study. Or if you're kind of on the fence, kind of undecided, it's a great stepping off point into some areas that you could consider for academic majors. As far as juniors go, I highly recommend you make a list of the colleges and universities that you'd like to attend or you're interested in attending. Make a list of any athletic programs that they offer that you're interested in competing in or talking with coaches, any extracurriculars that you're kind of interested in, no matter how abstract, if you're into fishing or outdoor type related activities, or if you're more interested in speech and debate, et cetera, definitely make a list of those and ask. And then visit, for sure. Visiting is huge your junior year, just to help get those conversations started about what college is like, meeting with faculty, programs, and then ultimately just to see if it's a good place where you can find yourself and see yourself ultimately being as a student. And then if you can, I highly recommend you take the ACT or SAT just to kind of get an assessment of where you're at with regards to your math and English. Especially if you're going into healthcare or anything related to the field of nursing or the sciences, it is super helpful just to have that. Most programs do require that as part of a component of it. So keep that in mind as you're progressing through and working towards, if you're not already in your junior year. And then for you seniors, go ahead and fill out PathwayU again if you haven't already. And then you don't need to reapply to Malone. As part of our program, if you already completed your application and were successfully accepted, all we will ask for is an updated copy of your high school transcripts. And then moving forward, that's pretty much all we'll base your decision off of. If you do have test scores, we will request that you send those to us, particularly moving into the future. I know for this year, we are still test optional, but I'm not sure what that looks like into the future per CCP guidelines. But for undergrad admissions overall, we are test optional. So if you don't already have a test score on file and you're a rising senior, don't worry necessarily. Just indicate to our office that you'd like to be reviewed test optional. And then apply for FAFSA. Seriously, if you are struggling with that or if you need any help, reach out to our office. Contact for financial aid is down below, and they'd love to sit down and work with you and sit down and answer any of your questions, or if it's just over the phone or via email, they're happy to be a resource. And then apply for outside scholarships. I sincerely can't emphasize this enough. From my own experience, even if it's only a couple $100s, if it requires that you write an essay and talk about yourself, it's great practice for the professional world. And then also, it's a couple $100 you wouldn't have otherwise had if you are selected for that scholarship. So keep an open mind to that. I do have a link down below to a website we highly endorse and recommend students check out. It's a national database with a whole host of scholarships that you may be eligible for. So thoroughly review your options. So at Malone, to recap, we are welcoming in our faculty and staff and the work that we do. We are mentoring, really investing in students' lives, both as CCP and traditional undergrad. And we are serving and looking for ways to connect with our community, both as employees and also as students, and giving back in that way. So as you have questions, feel free to reach out to our office directly. Our office's contact information is below in addition to this slide. And if you have any specific questions related to a department that I referenced, all of their contact information is below. There are timestamps. I don't know if I mentioned that at the beginning of the video, but feel free to jump ahead or skip back. But if you're still with me after this whole thing, thanks for being here. And I hope to see you here at Malone University this upcoming year. Take care.